Okay, so today we're going to take a deep dive into something truly bizarre. The case of Gloria Ramirez back in February 1994 at a hospital in Riverside, California.
Right.
And the information we've got here suggests this was a medical emergency that, well, let's just say things took a very strange and unsettling turn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The sources we're looking at describe how 31-year-old Gloria Ramirez, suffering from advanced cervical cancer, was rushed to the ER struggling to breathe.
Yeah.
Pretty familiar scenario in a lot of ways. Yet what happened next was anything but typical.
Yeah, no kidding. Right from the get-go, as the medical team got to work, they started noticing some really strange things about her,
Huh.
like this unusual oily sheen on her skin, and there were reports that her breath had this odd odor, almost like garlic and fruit mixed together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, already pretty weird, right? But then things got really crazy.
Yeah. The details we have mentioned that a nurse drawing blood picked up this strong chemical smell coming from the blood, almost like ammonia. And that observation seemed to set off a chain reaction of alarming events for the hospital staff.
It wasn't just a bad smell, though, was it?
No, not at all.
Suddenly, nurses started fainting, and then more and more started collapsing. It wasn't just dizziness either. Sources talk about actual convulsions.
Yeah, it sounds intense.
It was total chaos. And pretty soon, a staggering 23 hospital workers had fallen ill. Can you imagine trying to treat a patient while people are dropping all around you?
I can't even fathom that. It must have been pure pandemonium.
It got so bad they had to evacuate the entire ER.
Wow. Think about that. A medical facility having to shut down because of some kind of perceived threat coming from a patient.
Right.
That really underscores the level of fear and uncertainty they must have felt.
And in the middle of all this, Gloria Ramirez tragically died just 45 minutes after getting to the hospital.
Right.
And this is where the real mystery kicks in. What could have made so many people sick so fast? Was her body actually giving off some toxic substance?
Those were the big questions everyone was asking, and the information we've got explores a few initial theories.
Okay.
One focused on the possibility of this rare chemical reaction happening inside her body, maybe transforming medications she was taking into a poisonous compound.
Interesting.
Another possibility they considered was mass psychogenic illness, sometimes called mass hysteria, where fear and anxiety, not an actual toxin, might have triggered the symptoms.
But wouldn't there still need to be some kind of trigger for that? I mean, mass hysteria doesn't just come out of nowhere, does it?
Well, that's true. But if it was just mass hysteria, you got to wonder why there were reports of such specific physical symptoms like convulsions.
Exactly. So it's not a simple answer.
Not at all.
And then things take another turn with the findings of an independent investigation. They found dimethylsulfone in her blood. What is that exactly?
You know, the interesting thing about dimethylsulfone is that under very specific conditions like extreme heat or maybe in combination with other substances, it can break down and form these toxic gases. So this discovery offered a more concrete, albeit still pretty mysterious explanation for why the staff got sick.
Okay, so that kind of makes sense. But the real question, the one that really sticks with you, is how did this dimethylsulfone even get into her system in the first place?
Right.
The sources mention a few possibilities, like a skin application or some kind of home remedy gone wrong. There's even a more out there suggestion about some unknown experiment. It really makes you question just how much we actually know.
Absolutely. It raises some profound questions about the limits of our scientific understanding and what might be lurking beyond our grasp.
Yeah, and we can't forget the impact this had on Gloria's family.
Of course.
The sources indicate they never got satisfactory answers, and the way her body was handled during the investigation apparently added to their pain.
It's a tragic situation all around.
So as we dig into this, it becomes clear that the events surrounding Gloria Ramirez's death are still largely a mystery.
Yeah, a lot of unanswered questions.
It's no wonder she got that chilling nickname, the Toxic Lady. And thinking about all this, it really makes you ponder those instances when our current scientific understanding hits a wall.
It definitely gives you pause.
Yeah.
You know, this case, despite all the scientific scrutiny, reminds us that we don't have all the answers. We're still figuring out how the human body works and how it interacts with the world around us.
It's a humbling thought.
It is.
All right.
And maybe a little bit of humility is what we need when we come across events that defy easy explanation.
Yeah, maybe we need to be more open to the unknown.
Exactly.
It's definitely given me something to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
My pleasure.
Until next time.
See you then.